Jadon SANCHO is heading back to his home club, Manchester United. Sancho back to Man U after a one-year loan at Chelsea. Welcome back to the Chelsea Godfather channel. Please subscribe for regular updates. Let's jump right in. Sancho, he's on his way back to Man U. If you, as you guys recall, Chelsea signed him on a one-year loan with an obligation. Well, what we thought was an obligation to buy, but it ended up really, in essence, being an option to buy. Chelsea's option to exercise, decision to buy Sancho for £25 million. However, if Chelsea decided not to exercise that option, then Chelsea, in essence, would have to pay a £5 million loan fee to Man U, right? And so, obviously, the whole idea really was, okay, Jadon, come to Chelsea, give us the best remaining 1 year of your life. Help us to win, finish top four, qualify for, Champions League, and possibly win one trophy. And then hopefully, due to positive vibes and, whatnot, you're going to be feeling good. We're going to be feeling good. You already know that we're not going to pay whatever wages that you were earning or that you currently earn at Man U, because Chelsea have a well, documented wage structure that's in place. That Chelsea hasn't broken the bank for Olise, didn't do it for Ugarte, missed out on Osimhen, and still missed out on Osimhen. So yes, you get the picture. Chelsea's directors, they don't compromise on the wage structure. So if your name is Sancho, and you already knew that coming in, and you had some kind of, if you really had some kind of dream or hope of playing for Chelsea, you already knew that you're going to have to put your salary. You had to restructure your wages for Chelsea to sign you on a long-term basis. So this is not any news, right? This is not any news. The news for me as a fan is that I thought that Sancho, that Sancho's love for playing football, not necessarily Chelsea. Nobody loves. People. I love this club. I love that club. It's, at the end of the day, it's business is business, right? But his love for playing, for his career, would trump what in essence is 1 year left on his contract at $300K per week, which you and I and everybody, including Sancho, knows that he's not going to earn 300. Even if after he runs this 1 year down, there's no club out there that's going to offer him anywhere near 300K per week. So since you're already at Chelsea, the reality is, if it wasn't for this loan deal, Chelsea wouldn't be looking to buy Sancho. The age profile, all that kind of, it would have, his wage demands. Chelsea wouldn't, he wouldn't be on Chelsea's, short list. So this would have been a good prime opportunity for Sancho, having now been on the inside, to basically stay on the inside of Chelsea. That me as a fan, I feel like we are heading in the right direction. We just finished fourth. We just won a European trophy, and about to pick up Mike Maignan from AC Milan as our number one goalie, world class goalie, and everybody knows that Chelsea needs that to do well in Champions League. Just bought Delap. Okay, so he's not actually Osimhen, but at least he gives us something that we didn't have last year. So that's definitely a plus in my books. In addition to the fact that Chelsea is still in the market for another striker. So if you're Sancho and you're seeing all these moves, you already know that Palmer, makes less than 150. Caicedo, Enzo, all these guys are making making half or less than half of 300K. Surely for you to want to stay at Chelsea, you had to fall in line. And so Sancho deciding to go back to Man U show me that in as much as he enjoys to play his football, I guess it is what it is. It's business. It's a money first for Sancho. So he went on ahead and rejected Chelsea's wage structure offer of depending on reports anywhere from 110 to 140K or even up to as high as 150K per week with bonuses and whatnot. Turned that down. He's on his way back to Man U, where he's gonna just most likely probably gonna be shipped out on loan, right? Because again, as I mentioned earlier, I don't see how any other club is gonna buy him and pay that fee, and then also, which in fairness, the fee is not high, 22 to 25 million. The fees is not a high fee, but his wages that he expects that he turned down. Keep in mind he turned down up to 150K per week at Chelsea. I don't know where he's going to be getting 200 plus. Where? Like who's going to pay? But it is on what it is. So this is just a way for Sancho to basically almost like a big FU to Man U on his way out and say, listen, you guys must pay me my money, every last bit of my money, because you guys made life for me and Man U miserable. I don't know. But for me, my principle has always been business is not personal, right? And this seems to me to be more like a personal decision by Sancho as opposed to a business decision. Because if it's a business the decision, it doesn't seem to me. Again, I'm biased. I'm a Chelsea fan. I wouldn't have minded Sancho staying. He's not quite Eden Hazard, but he's a very good player. He's a very useful player, and he's a talented player. That we don't know what where his like how good he can be. So just based on the flashes that I've seen, there's a hope that he can always give you a lot more. So for him to make this move, it just seemed like more of a personal move than a business move. But it is what it is. What did we get from Sancho this season? Well, we got 15 GNA. It's a bit overinflated, due to the fact that it includes numbers from the UEFA, Conference League. In the Premier League, I believe he only scored about 4. I don't think he had up to 5, maybe 5 goals, 4 or 5 goals in the Premier League, which is low output for winger. But in fairness to him, none of our wingers produce any much higher than that either. So it's not an entirely his fault. It's more or less function of a variety of issues, which includes the fact that we really didn't have any proper focal point or any effective focal point in the box. Jackson is Jackson, right? He's not quite like he's not quite the best. It is what it is. He's not quite the best, and so he doesn't really help his wingers. Then the other contributing factor to that is the consideration that Maresca's tactics is not traditional tactics. So the traditionally a winger would benefit from an overlapping fullback, and so what that would do is it would then provide more 1v1 opportunities for the winger, and wingers like Nani type wingers and Sancho. Those wingers are going to thrive in 1v1. but our fullbacks don't really provide them. They don't overlap. Our fullbacks don't overlap. That's just the reality, and because our fullbacks do not overlap, and and we played a lot against a lot of low blocks. Then our wingers ended up seeing a lot of double teaming, especially in the second half of the season once they realized that that they needed to double team our wingbacks, and so the opposition for the most part basically played deep, and it nullified the strengths of our wingers. Sorry, what I meant. They double team our wingers, and so what they'll do is they'll double team our wingers, and it nullify the strengths of Nani and Sancho, and we didn't, knowing fully well we didn't have any striker in the middle that could help to provide space and provide any other threat. So it was very, very tough for our entire attack. And Sancho, I believe that also is reflected in his numbers being down. So, but it is what it is. You all can tell that I like Sancho. And I'm not gonna. I mean, I like Sancho. He didn't give us any problems. He came in. He became like a Chelsea player for 1 year. The fans loved him. I loved him for the 1 year. He gave us everything that he could and didn't give us any problems. Always a very just professional, positive attitude. Whether he started the game or whether he came off the bench, obviously we're always going to remember his goal off the bench against Ipswich when we were losing 2-1, and he helped to rescue the 2-2 draw, and of course his final goal for Chelsea was the massive game in the finals against Betis, where he again came off the bench and curled in his trademark manner a real banger to the far right to give us daylight and make the game a 2-1 game into a 3-1 game that we ended up winning 4-1 and lifting the European trophy. So, guys, that's all I got to say. Thanks to Jadon Sancho. He's going back to Man U. It's going to cost us $5 million, but in reality, it's going to cost us around $1.5 million because Man U owes us $3.5 million from Mason Mount playing in the finals of the Europa Cup. And so that's like an extra bonus / add-on fee that Chelsea earned there. So when you net that bread out, what it is effectively, Jadon Sancho is only costing Chelsea a £1.5 million loan fee. So that was a very sweet deal for again another win for Chelsea directors. They did the deal. It was a win-win. Sancho came to us. He helped us qualify for Champions League. He helped us lift a trophy. He actually scored a goal in the finals, and all this only cost us £1.5 million transfer fee, and his wages. Half of his wages was paid by Man U. So we're able to fit his wages into our wage structure for 1 year, and it was very sweet. It was a win-win deal for Chelsea FC and for Jadon, because he still got his full wages and got to enjoy life in London for 1 year. So I have nothing but love for Jadon. I mean, I wish him the best. As long as he doesn't stay in England, I would like to see him go back to Bundesliga and just have the best of careers. That's all I have, guys. How do you feel about the prospects of Sancho going back to Man U? Leave your comments below, like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you guys. Peace.